maybe the recognition that, oh, these guys are like really want it to function like it does in more authoritarian countries is going to spark this sort of much more decentralized kinds of information gathering and reporting that may ultimately do exactly what you're saying, Nancy.
It may. I just think there should. I don't know.
Yeah.
It gives me pause that somebody who's in charge of the department doesn't want to answer questions from anyone other than those who agree with him. I worry about information where the American public is potentially getting two different versions of the same event, because there's what sort of these approved media say and what the unapproved media say.
Right.
And I think because the organization is so big, when you give an organization nearly $1 trillion, they have their fingerprints in everything. The military touches things beyond comprehension. And the hesitancy that you're hearing to me is because we've already seen less information coming out, and we're seeing more and more deployment of U.S. troops in ways we haven't seen them in a more law enforcement capacity. I think that could lead to it. But I'm also seeing service members being threatened. I've had spokesmen say to me they're afraid to talk to me because of the restrictions that are being put in place. You're seeing generals and admirals afraid to talk to their predecessors because they don't know if they're going to get questioned. I reported in an authoritarian regime, and I spent two years in Egypt in the sort of post-Arab Spring era. And yes, there was incredible independent journalism that happened. But there was also a less fidelity in terms of what was happening. And there will come a moment when the United States finds itself in some sort of conflict, and the ability to have that information, that back and forth, the lack of that will be harmful. I mean, I'll give you a very small example.
Yeah, please.
So during the Iran strikes, some of my colleagues had learned about it, and the military came to us and said, for the safety of the crew, can you not report it until they're in safe space? And we did that. Now, we don't do everything that they asked for, but there's an acknowledgement that we have to treat that information responsibly. I can't wrap my mind around the idea that having less engagement leads to better understanding. And that's maybe it's my own personal hiccup, but that's the roadblock that I keep hitting. I think you already are seeing a better press corps. I think you could continue to see it, but I just can't reconcile the idea that we are okay.
You think access is really a crucial
not access, the engagement that happens.